Okay, you guys, welcome back. Welcome to World Famous Gamers Black and White Forest Chess Lessons. This is the Journey to Chess Mastery series. I hope you find this information informative, clear, and understandable. So we got ourselves a new position. And interestingly enough, the other position that we were looking at happened to be from Jeremy Silman, which is the guy who wrote this fantastic book, The Amateur's Mind. A very, very, very beautiful book, worth more than its weight in gold. Like 20,000 times, literally. I'm not exaggerating. We got ourselves a new position. Let me look at this, make sure it's right. So far looking good. Okay, we're good. So this is going to be second to last video. We're going to do one more video after this about the chess imbalances. And what we're doing is refreshing our minds with what the imbalances are. Memorizing. Memorization is key. Someone says in this book, study this information carefully and spend some time thinking about it. Very important. Just listen to those words. Study this information. Not just study it. Study this information carefully and spend some time thinking about it. Hopefully it will be your first step in turning the chess misconceptions that you've owned for so long into the chess mastery that you have always dreamed of attaining. Which, by the way, if you do become familiar with this book, and I recommend buying it, you become familiar with this information, you will be mind blown as to how well your games turn out. How many wins you get more than losses. You will have an advantage against your opponent, I promise you. So, this video and the next video, excuse me, we will refresh our minds with imbalances. We're going to go over the imbalances and look and see where the imbalances are on this board. First imbalance, we said, you guys remember what it was? That's right, if you said minor pieces, you're correct. The interplay between bishops and knights. Trying to make one superior to the other. He's got two bishops, two knights. Black's got two bishops, two knights. Knights like closed positions and outposts, and bishops like open diagonals to travel on. This knight's good, this knight's good. This bishop's good too, because it's not on a square where most of his pawns are on. He's got this long open diagonal along with this black bishop. This bishop's good too on c1. Boom. Open diagonal. So, this one's pretty good too, although it is blocked by this, but once that guy moves out, this bishop could come over here and maybe pin the knight if ever the rook gets put over here, or queen comes back or something. This knight's well placed, so are these knights. So you're wanting to, with minor pieces, you're wanting to make your pieces more effective than theirs. Your bishops more effective than their bishops. Or your bishops more effective than their knights, depending on what's left on the board. If he had knights and you had bishops, he would want to close it, the position. You'd want to open it to where your bishops can just glide. And he'd want to close to where his knights can be on outposts where you don't have to worry about your bishops doing any damage, because he can't be attacked. He could just sit on an outpost. Black could sit on an outpost and just attack squares. So, the minor pieces imbalance is the interplay between bishops and knights. The interaction of each other, making your pieces more effective and powerful, more powerful than your opponent's. We're going to learn how to do that, what each piece, the knight and the bishop, likes on a chessboard, what kind of position they like to be in, and how to maybe, we're going to learn how to make the position favor your knights or bishops. Like, for example, how to open up the board to where the bishop's more effective, or close it up, because the knights like closed positions. So you'll learn how, eventually later on in this course, you'll learn how to make the position favorable for your pieces. Our second imbalance is pawn structure. Like I said before, a broad subject that encompasses double pawns, isolated pawns, backward pawns, or pass pawns. If you don't know what double pawns are, it's basically this. Let's just say, well, these two A pawns are doubled. These two B pawns are doubled. Isolated pawns would be this one, because he's got none of his pawns on either side, so he's isolated. Make sure we place these right. Okay. And backward pawns, which would, like if this pawn wasn't here, this would be a backward pawn, because he's not able to come up to here to be protected. He's back here. We're going to go over what those are in more detail. Each of these imbalances we're going to learn in depth what they are, and how to make use of them, how to read them in more detail and make use of them. And pass pawns. Again, that's a pawn that could go forward without worrying about anything on his side. There's no pawn ahead of him or on to the side that can take him. There's no pawn ahead of him that could block him, or no pawn on the diagonal side, on this next file, where he could be captured. For now, we're just focusing on the base foundation, that rock solid foundation of chess principles, of chess mastery, really. We're focusing on the building blocks. We're starting at the bottom. We're building a strong foundation. So what we've got to do that is to learn what the list of imbalances is, or what the list of imbalances are, and then learn each one in more detail. So that was pawn structure. The third one, so we've got minor pieces, number 1, number 2, pawn structure, number 3, space. The taking of territory on the chessboard. Like white's got some queenside space he's grabbing. Black's got some central space, queenside space, maybe a little bit of kingside space. Material is the fourth imbalance, and that's having pieces of more value. Like, say you're up 2 pawns or 2 knights or 3 knights, you have a material advantage. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 bishops, 2 knights. They're all both equal on the material side. Nobody has a material advantage because they both have the same number of pieces and the same amount of points. Files and squares. Files, rings, and diagonals act as pathways for your pieces, and squares can act like homes for your knights. And there's whole plans that focus on the domination of a file, or the opening up of a diagonal, or creation of a weak square in your opponent's camp. The 6th development. 6th imbalance is development. The lead in development gives you more force in an area than your opponent. If you're up on development, you can attack them better. If you're behind, then you gotta spend more time trying to get your pieces out while they're actually attacking and getting more time getting other pieces involved. And the seventh one is initiative. Seventh imbalance is initiative. And that's dictating the tempo of a game, deciding how the game's going to go. Making them answer to your threats and stuff like that. They're both, development and initiative are both temporary imbalances. Let's see. For white, you get the minor pieces, you get the knight here, which can eventually maybe come around here, put pressure on this pawn, when the time is right. If this pawn ever moves like 2 times, there's a hole there. This knight will love to sit on. So black's gonna have to be careful with that one. This bishop's pretty good. Well, it's not developed yet. They're both, not one of them has, well, let's see, they're both equal in development. They both have a minor piece not developed. The rooks have, well, his rook's going to be able to get in the action sooner because black hasn't even castled. I'm fighting a cold, so if my voice sounds kind of crazy, then you know why. Minor pieces, first imbalance. Second imbalance is pawn structure. Double pawns, isolated pawns, backward pawns, you get the point. Third one is space, taking territory on a particular side of the board. 4 would be, what is it? The material? Yeah, material. Having more pieces than your opponent on the board. Files and squares. Open files for rooks. Open diagonals for bishops. Holes for knights. And development, having more pieces out on the particular part of the board than your opponent, or your opponent maybe having more pieces out, like say on the queen side, than your pieces have. Say they have like 2 knights and a bishop developed over here and you only have 1 knight. That means they have a lead in development on that side of the board. And initiative, which is deciding how the game's going to be played. Coming out with threats that they have to respond to. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're going to do one more video where we're analyzing and memorizing the imbalances. And then after that, we're going to start going into more details on each imbalance. So we're going to memorize those 2, become very familiar with those because it's going to help your rating go way up once you memorize this information or become very, very, very familiar with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. God bless and have a good day or night wherever you're at in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. Please and thank you. Peace out.